A new survey shows that millennial workers are not flocking to America's biggest cities. Instead, Career Builder found they're heading to mid-sized cities like Madison, Wisconsin. They say the millennials are looking for communities with strong technology sectors and a more affordable cost of living. So when you think about cities like Madison, Wisconsin, Colorado Springs, Colorado, El Paso, Texas, all cities that are kind of close to these bigger cities and that have their own cultural feel to them. So Allie, I think this makes a lot of sense. They're still great places to live. I mean, I don't know many people have a bad thing to say about Madison.
Yeah, I've actually been to all three of these cities and lived in Colorado Springs before, and you make the argument about being closer to big cities. Colorado Springs is one of them, super close to Denver, and I can see why that would be a big selling point for a lot of people. It's a big military town, and it's just a great overall city to live in. The climate, the air is great. And same with Madison, it's close to Chicago, it's the capital city of Wisconsin, and El Paso, I didn't spend enough time there to really give an overall assessment of that.
I also think we've done so many surveys about, or talked about so many surveys, that millennials are trying to save a little more and not spend as much money. And if you are living in one of those big cities downtown, it can be very difficult to have money to fall back on.
It's expensive.
Really expensive.
And I think big city, look, this survey says growth, okay?
Yes.
So it's like Madison, El Paso.
I think Madison saw 3% growth in millennial
so they didn't have
there.
3% is a fair amount. It's the beginning of a trend. If you're a big city, I don't know that you need to freak out. Millennials still want they want light rail, they want transit, they want urban. Like that is the trend for sure. Walkability, all these things matter.
But those mid-sized cities have that now. They have
to a
little
certain
downtown.
degree.
I think that they do. They often have little downtown centers where you can still live downtown and have that feel and walk around.
But living in a 100,000 person city or 150,000 person city is not the same as living in
It's not the same, but
Chicago
you can get elements
or
of that.
San Fran.
You can get elements of that, I think, while not paying as much.
You can. There are fewer jobs. I mean, so it's all that game, right? Which is better, which is not. To me, this is a wake-up call to big cities, though.
Yeah.
Millennials want what big cities have, but the rent is so expensive.
Yeah.
It's so expensive. And so I think we have to figure that out. I mean, the developers are building high-end apartments, high-end everything. You're like, where are people?
20-somethings can't live in high-end apartments unless mom and dad are helping them
or
pay
if you
for
have
it.
3 roommates, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that has to be figured out if you want to get those people to live here, which I think we do. We want that population. The employers want those people to come and work.
And that's what a lot of people are working on, even here in the Twin Cities. How do you attract the millennial population? Because there's going to be a big deficit.